stand up. Stand up, UAW, stand up. Let's go. Get up, stand up for your right to make this money. Let's go.
Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right.
We want to give another shout out to Local 245, Local 245, Local 900, Local 140, Local 600, Local 17, Local 7,
don't give up the fight.
Local 7.
Preacher man, don't tell me heaven is under the earth. I know you don't know what life is really worth. It's an all that Peter is gold. After story and never been told.
Local 51, I can't forget y'all.
Hey, stand up for your right. Come on, get up, stand up.
Local 222.
Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up.
Get up and stand up, y'all.
Don't give up.
We earned every penny we supposed to get now.
Stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Most people think great God will come from the sky, take away everything and make everybody feel high. But if you know what life is worth, you will look for yours on earth. And now when you see the light, you stand up for your rights. Yeah. Get up, stand up. Yeah, yeah. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Life is your right. Get up, stand up. So we can't give up the fight. Stand up for your rights. Lord, Lord. Get up, stand up. Keep us traveling on. Don't give up the fight. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Unemployment at a record high. People coming, people going, people born to die.
What?
Ask me because I don't know why.
Y'all too low. Let's get some enthusiasm behind that one. Come on, y'all.
I said you gotta work hard, you want to compete. It's like that, and that's the way it is. Huh. Money is the key to end all your woes. Your ups, your downs, your highs and your lows. Won't you tell me last time that love bought your clothes? It's like that, and that's the way it.
Friends, how many of us have them? Friends, ones we can depend on. Friends, how many of us have them? Friends, before we go any further, let's be friends.
It's a word we use every day. Most of the time we use it in the wrong way. Now you can look the word up again and again, but the dictionary doesn't know the meaning of friends.
And if you ask me, you know I couldn't be much help, because a friend's somebody you judge for yourself. Some are okay and they treat you real cool, and some mistake your kindness for being the fool.
We like to be with some because they're funny. Others come around when they need some money. Some you grew up with around the way, and you're still real close to this very day.
Homeboys through the summer, winter, spring, and fall. And then there's some we wish we never knew at all. And this list goes on again and again. But these are the people that we call friends. Growing up together, we barely knew each other. We had no intentions on becoming lovers, but in no time at all, you became my girl. Me and you one-on-one against the world.
Everybody get your hold on. I know shorty and she doesn't want no slow song. Had a man last year, life goes on. Haven't let that thing loose, girl, in so long. You been inside, know you like to lay low. I've been peeping what you bringing to the table. Working hard, girl, everything paid for. First, last phone bill, car, no cable. With your phone out, gotta hit them angles. With your phone out, snapping like you Fable. And you showing off, but it's alright. And you showing off, but it's alright. It's a short life, yeah. That's a real one in your reflection. Without a follow, without a mention. You really piping up on these. You gotta be nice for what to these. I understand. You got 100 bands. You got a baby bands. You got some bad friends. High school pics. You was even bad then. You ain't stressing off no lover in the past tense. You already had them. Working 8 a.m. Finish round 5. All down. You don't see them outside. Yeah, they don't really be the same offline. You know dog days. You know. Fly with the stars, G4 flights, 80 grand large. So we lean with it, pop with it. Purple Jones, mean with the top missing. I'm sitting clean with the bottom kitted. I hopped out, saggy jeans and my rock glisten. But I spent about 8 grand, mommy on stage, doing the rain dance. She let it hit the floor, made it pop. Got my pedal to the floor, screaming, floor, screaming, floor, screaming, floor, screaming, floor, screaming, floor, screaming.
Two. Stand up! Stand up! Stand up! Stand up! Stand up!
Stand up! Stand up! Stand up! Stand up! Stand up! Stand up! Stand up! When I stand up! Stand up! Stand up!
We got the AFL here. Like I said, we got local 1240. We got local 900, local 600, local 222, local 7, local 140, my local, local 14.
You've been sitting much too long. There's a permanent crease in your right and wrong. Stand. There's a midget standing tall, and a giant beside him about to fall.
We are family. I got all my brothers and sisters with me. Let's go. We got Toledo, local 12 here. Good. We see you, Toledo. We're going to start in a second.
Get up, everybody, and sing. Sing it to me. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Living life is fun, and we just begun to get our share of this world's delight. High hopes we have for the future and our goals in sight. We know we don't get depressed. Here's what we call our golden rule. Have faith in you and the things you do. You won't go wrong. Oh no, this is our family jewel. We are family. Sing it to me. I got all my sisters with me. Sing it to me. We are family. I can hear you, y'all. Get up, everybody, and sing. Ooh, we have faith in you and the things you do. Hey, hey, I got all my sisters with me. Oh, we are family. Get up, y'all. Get up, everybody, and sing.
One, two, one, two. We're going to keep holding on. Let's go.
Weight of love on my shoulder. I thought that it would be easier than this. I thought my heart had grown colder. But the warmth of your kiss I can't dismiss. Though my past has left me bruised, I ain't hiding from the truth. When the truth won't let me
One, two.
lie right next to you.
Let me hear you. Let me hear you. What y'all say? What? Even? What we gonna do? That's right.
And it's holding strong. Even though I tried to break it, heaven knows that I can't shake it. Holding on. I've seen times that were harder. I remember the taste of bitterness. Won't you help me, my Father? Help me fall in the love that I have missed. Though my past has left me bruised, I ain't hiding from the truth. When the truth won't let me lie right next to you. But it's holding on, and it's holding strong. Even though I tried to make it, play the part, but I can't fake it. It keeps holding on, and it's holding strong. Even though I tried to break it, heaven knows that I can't shake it.
Holding on.
Ain't no stopping us. Let's go. Ain't no stopping us. UAW, solidarity. Let me hear you. Let's go.
There's been so many things that's held us down, but now it looks like things are finally coming around. I know we've got a long, long way to go, and where we'll end up, I don't know. But we won't let nothing hold us back. We're putting our show together, we're polishing up our act. And if you've ever been held down before, I know you refuse to be held down anymore. Don't you let nothing stand in your way. I want y'all to listen.
Every
Word I say,
Every.
word I say.
Ain't no stopping us now. Let's go.
We're running up.
Let's get these wages.
Ain't no stopping us now.
Stop this corporate greed and share the money.
Ain't no stopping us now. I know. Ain't no stopping us now. We've got it.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
We're not going to take it. We're not going to take it. Let's go.
We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. Oh, we're not gonna take it anymore. We've got the right to choose it. There ain't no way we'll lose it. This is our life. This is our song.
love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me. Cause I want you, and I need you. I'm down for you always, KB. Do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me. Cause I want you, and I need you. I'm down for you always. But the new me is really still the real me. I swear you gotta feel me before they try and kill me. They gotta make some choices, they running out of options. Cause I've been going off and they don't know when to stop. And when you get to top and I see that you've been learning. And when you get to shopping, you spend it like you earned it. And when you popped off with your ex, he deserved it. I thought you were the one from the jump that confirmed it. Trap money, Benny. I buy you champagne, but you love me. From the block like you Jenny. I know you special, girl, cause I know too many. Reach up, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me. Cause I want you, and I need you. I'm down for you always, JT. Do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me. Cause I want you, and I need you, need you.
Don't dance, you just pull up my pants and do the rock away. Now lean back, lean back, lean back. Come on, I said my don't dance, you just pull up my pants and do the rock away. Now lean back, lean back, lean back, lean back. Come on, I don't give a fuck about your faults or mishaps. We from the Bronx, New York, it happens. Kids clapping, love to spark the place. Half the in the squad got a scar on their face. It's a cold world and this is ice. $500,000 for the charm. This is life. Got the phantom in front of the building, Trinity, yeah. 10 years been legit, they still figure me bad. As a young.
Context, there's no disrespect, so when I bust my rhyme, you break your necks. We got 5 minutes for us to disconnect from all intellect and let the rhythm affect. To lose our inhibition, follow your intuition, free your inner soul and break away from tradition. Cause when we be out, girl, it's pulling me out. You wouldn't believe how we wild-ish. We burn it till it's burned out, turn it till it's turned out. Act up from northwest, east side. Everybody, let's get into it. Get stoned, get it started, get it started, get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Yeah.
Lose control of body and soul. Don't move too fast, people just take it slow. Don't get ahead, just jump into it. Y'all hear about it? The P's will do it. Get started, get stupid. Don't worry about it, people will walk you through it step by step like an infant new kid. Inch by inch with a new solution. Transmit hits with no delusion. The feeling's irresistible and that's how we move in.
Everybody, let's get into it. Get stupid, get started, get started, get started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Yeah. Running. Come on, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get it.
One, two. Shawn English on the stage, y'all.
Let's get ill, that's the deal. Applicator will bring the bug drill. Just lose your mind, this is the time. Your kiss is built to some pain your spine. Just bob your head like me, Apple D. Up inside your club or in your Bentley. Get messy, loud and sick. Your mind, that's no more than another head to the head.
Trying to get a little VI down on the low key. She know how it be. Some shorty, she was checking on me. From the game, she was sitting in my ear. And she know me. Decided to cheat. Conversation got heavy. She had me feeling like she's ready to blow. Oh, say you come get me.
Cause I'm the 110, certified 20. That just ain't me. Hey, cause I know, take that chance, she's really gonna leave. But what I do, the way she dance, make sure they outright free. The way she, I'm like, yeah, she's working that out for me. She asked for one more dance, and I'm like, yeah, how the hell am I supposed to leave?
We about to wipe it down. Let's go.
Mr. White down here, heard me Fox a minute, y'all. This would be the remix. Badass, savage life. Fox a minute, y'all, man. You already know what it is, you heard me? We still riding on the pole. We still putting
Man, I got it fine. My hand in my bag.
We're going to go left first. We're going to go left. Everybody get your shoulders and go left and right first. Everybody get their shoulders connected and go left, right.
Man, I got it swag. My hand in my bag. You know I'm popping tags. Cause man, I got it swag when I serve. Now watch me serve this swag. I'm on here.
superpowers. Last 223,000 hours, and it's cause I'm off of CC, and I'm off the Hennessy. And like your boy from Compton said, you know this ain't free. I got girls that I should've made pay for it. Got girls that I should've made wait for it. I got girls that'll cancel a flight back home, stay another day for it. You got attitude on nana, yo, on agua, yo, stomach on flat, and yo, on what's that? And yeah, I need it all right now. Last year I had drama, girl, not right now. I would never go and chat what we talking about. You the only one I know can fit. Man, I always wonder if you ask yourself, is it just me? Is it just me? Or is this so good I shouldn't have to for free? Is it just me? Yeah, is it just me? Is this so good I shouldn't have to for free? I know you working day and night to get a college degree. Bet nobody that you been with even know you're free, right? You know you only do that with me, right? Yeah, double checking on you. You know I never put the pressure on you. You know that you make your own mind up. You knew what it was when you signed up. Now you gotta run it up. I be out of words trying to sum it up. Girl, you throw it back like one love. Even let me slash on the tour. Yeah. Yeah.
Come on. Sing a song. He wants you to be happy. He wants you to be free. I want to dance with you, though. I want to give you some soul. We're going to let this free.
It hadn't been forgotten, Joe. I'd been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Joe. It hadn't been forgotten, Joe. I'd been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
no switching up. Brody came home, went to pick him up, killed my mans, I'm riding with
1 2 1 2.
Shoot back to the crib, went to pick the switches up, stole the track hard, got it tinted up, caught him outside, now he in the blunt. And I move, you move.
You ready? Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. Hello, hello, hello! Woo! My name is Laura Dickerson, and I am the director of Region 1A. Woo! Oh, thank you. And I am LaShawn English of Region 1. So we're Region 1A. Region 1, yes. Yes. They can't get two microphones to work for us, but we are the MCs of the program. I just want to say to all of you, you know last night the first historic national strike was called on the Big Three. And in my region, Local 900 went on strike at midnight. That's the only Ford plant in the state, the only Ford plant in the country currently on strike. Now, they may not end up being the only one on strike, but right now we're asking for your support for Local 900. They're helping us all live the American dream. They are making sacrifices right now for what we're going to get in the future, right? A better contract, a better way of life, COLA, record preference do equal record contract. Now, I'm going to turn it over to my good sister and my sister director, LaShawn English. Hey! So I want to concur with my sister, Laura Dickerson, just said. I think that might, yeah. You got it? Oh, wow. You got it? Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. But again, she says she's the only one got a strike. But I right now have Blue Cross of Michigan is on strike right now. Right now. And I'm telling you, everybody want what we want, but it takes them 22 years. I need everybody to hear me say this. 22 years to get to the top pay. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. And we're talking about 6, 8 years, but 22 years to reach the top pay. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. So we're all fighting for the same things. And we got to remember that we are brothers and sisters. So if you get a chance, doesn't matter if you go down to 900 or right down the street, please support the 2 picket lines, or 3. Actually, I have 3. That's going on right now. Please. And if you're not on strike, please also donate supplies because they really do need it. I really do need that of you. Yes. Okay. Now, we have some special guests here with us. So, as you all know, here in Michigan, we got a trifecta. We also repealed right to work. So with that being said, this is one of our top legislators, our Secretary of State, Jocelyn Benson.
Are you guys ready to change the world? Are you guys ready to show the world what happens when people show up? When we fight for people? When we fight for fairness? When we fight for justice? when we fight for good paying jobs for every American. You all here and all around the country, you're going to show the world what happens when people stand up and demand more, demand fairness, demand justice, demand to be a part of things and not just cast it aside. I'm so proud to live in a democracy where every voice is heard. We need to ensure we are in workplaces where every voice is heard. Well, I tell you, you've got the support of everyone here in Michigan. We'll ensure that as the days go forward, we've got your backs. We've got to be clear this isn't going to be easy. Change never is. But we know our cause is just, right? We know we've got great leaders here, right, that are standing up for all of us. So everyone you're going to hear from today has got your backs. We're standing with you, and we know together we are going to change this world. So let's get it done. Let's keep fighting. And now I'm going to bring up some other great leaders in our state. I'll turn it back to LaShawn. I don't know. But we're going to fight. We're going to bring up some more folks. We're going to stand with you. We're going to win, right? We're going to win. No matter how long it takes, no matter how long we need to stand together, we will lock arms and say, solidarity wins. Thank you, guys. All right, thanks, guys.
Are we fired up? So what's the name of this strike? We are what? We are what? Okay, so I'm bringing to the stage. She got a name, and they call her Big Gretch. Woo! Our governor, Gretchen Whitmore, to the stage. Put your hands together, everybody. Woo!
All right, UAW brothers and sisters, I'm glad to be with you. Let's affirm things that we all believe in. Number one, Michigan was built by the working people, right? Number two, unions built the middle class. And we all do better when we all do better, amen? And that's what today is about, building a brighter future where every person can succeed, learning from our legacy that this is the state that put the world on wheels and assembled the arsenal of democracy while still building the middle class and making sure every person had a path to prosperity, right? So we are living those values. Together, we repealed right to work. We reinstated prevailing wage, and we rolled back the retirement tax. Come on, retirees, I want to hear you. And we've secured 36,000 auto jobs and made record investments in education, infrastructure, housing, workforce development, and them damn roads, right? Because we all want the same thing, our chance at a good life, a fair shot. We all want to be able to make it for our families. And we are all on Team Michigan. So we will continue to fight to ensure that every worker is treated with dignity and respect, and that Michigan continues to lead the world. So I am here with you, my brothers and sisters from the UAW. I love you, I respect you, and I stand with you.
Let's give it up for our governor! Now, our great governor couldn't do the work that she does without someone by her side. That person we see often in my region, Region 1A, but I will tell you, it is my great honor to introduce not only the Lieutenant Governor, but my friend, Gerlin Gilchrist.
When I say union, you say strong. Union! 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 Unions not only built Michigan, not only built the middle class, but delivered everything that's valuable to families in America. And what you're fighting for, all of us are fighting for. This moment right here is about solidarity and standing tall together because our futures are connected. We know that what is great for the middle class is great for Michigan. We know that what is fair in the workplace is fantastic for Michigan. We know that what is good for the UAW is good for America. And that is why y'all are fighting so hard. We know that this industry can work for every one of us, those who work at the company and those who run the companies. That is why we are standing together, and I want you to know that this administration, y'all heard from my partner, Gretchen Whitmer, we are going to do everything in our power to make sure that every person can make it in Michigan and be their best. And that means you have to be supported at home and at work. That means you have to know that the people and the manager will stand with you as well as your leaders who are elected government will stand with you. So when I say union, again, you say strong. Union. 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 Stand tall for Michigan, everybody. Thank you. God bless the UAW.
What's going on? You guys are ready to rumble now, aren't you? We're in it, baby. This is what happens when corporations don't take care of the people. I'm up here right now to introduce somebody that's one of the best warriors in the battle against the corporate class and the billionaire class. It's time that politicians in this country pick a side. You know, we've been accused of causing a class war. Class war has been going on for 40 years in this country. The billionaire class has been taking everything, and the working class has been left scraping paycheck to paycheck, just trying to survive. It's time to put an end to that class war. And it's time to pick a side. Either you're with the billionaire class or you're with the working class. So it's my pleasure to introduce one of the strongest allies we have in labor, one of our biggest allies for economic and social justice for everybody. He's a lifelong warrior in the fight against the corporate class, kicking ass against the billionaire class. Chair of the Senate Labor Committee, UAW family and friends, I'm proud to introduce Senator Bernie Sanders. Whoa. Thank you, Shawn. Thank you, UAW. Thank you for inviting me, and it is an honor for me to be here with you today. And let me thank the UAW for standing up not only for your own members, but for the working class of this country. The fight you are waging here is not just about decent wages and working conditions and pensions in the automobile industry. It is a fight to take on corporate greed and tell the people on top this country belongs to all of us, not just a few. There is a reason why a recent Gallup poll had 75% of Americans supporting the UAW. They are sick and tired of an economy in which the rich get richer while working families struggle and the most desperate sleep out on the streets. So what this struggle is about here in the Midwest is a demand that we finally have an economy that works for all of us, not just the few. And I want to do something, I want to say a few words about something you don't see much about on TV or in the halls of Congress. And that is what is going on in the American economy today and what has gone on for decades. Believe it or not, that at a time of unprecedented income and wealth inequality today, weekly wages for the average American worker are lower today than they were 50 years ago. In other words, despite a massive increase in worker productivity in the automobile industry and in every sector of our economy, despite the fact that CEOs now make 400 times on what their average worker makes, despite record-breaking corporate profits, despite corporate America spending hundreds of billions on dividends and stock paybacks, the average American worker today is worse off than he or she was 50 years ago. Brothers and sisters, that is exactly what this strike is all about. And that is why every worker in America, white collar, blue collar, in between, has got to stand with the UAW in your struggle for justice. In America today, while we have more income and wealth equality than we have ever had in the history of this country, you got 3 people on top owning more wealth than the bottom half of American society. Despite all of that wealth, brothers and sisters, and you know this well, 60% of our people are living paycheck to paycheck. Paycheck to paycheck. And that means that every day they are living under the incredible stress. They're worried about paying the rent. They're worried about putting food on the table. They're worried about being able to afford to go to a doctor when their kid gets sick. They're worried about the high cost of child care. They are worried about whether they'll ever be able to send their kids to college. I grew up in a family that lived paycheck to paycheck, and I know a little bit about that. This is the richest country in the history of the world, and families in America, families in the automobile industry, should not have to live with that kind of stress. And let me tell you, and Shawn has made this point over and over again, in the last 50 years, there has been a massive redistribution of wealth. Problem is, it's gone in the wrong direction. Instead of going from the top down to the bottom, it's gone from the bottom up to the top. And what this strike is about, and what workers are standing up all over this country for, is we're going to reverse that trend. If the ruling class of this country wants a redistribution of wealth, we're going to give it to them. And one of the reasons I am so proud to be in Detroit today with the UAW is all of you know your own history. You know that back in 1937, 86 years ago, your grandparents stood up and helped transform this country.
with incredible courage, they took on the corporate greed of their day, the power of the large corporations, and they helped pave the way, creating a middle class in America. That's what the UAW did in 1937. And here we are today in 2023, 86 years later. And once again, the UAW is helping to lead the effort to rebuild and grow the middle class of America. Thank you very much. Thank you. So I would like to say, just among friends, I would like to say a word to the CEOs of General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis. Understand, folks, understand, CEOs, the enormous financial sacrifices your workers have made over the years. It is time for you to end your greed. It is time for you to treat your employees with the respect and dignity they deserve. It is time to sit down and negotiate a fair contract. Now I say to Mary Barra, the CEO of General Motors, last year you made over $29 million. Since you became CEO 8 years ago, you have made over $200 million in total compensation. And I say to Ms. Barrow, do you have any clue what it's like for one of your workers to try to survive on $17 an hour, which is the average starting wage of an automobile worker, $17 an hour? Do you know, Ms. Barrow, what it's like to try to raise a family, put food on the table, and pay rent when you're making $20 an hour? And I say to Carlos Tavares, the CEO of Stellantis, Mr. Tavares, last year you received a 22% pay raise. And now you make over $25 million in total compensation. Do you know, Mr. Tavares, what it is like to be classified as a temp? And despite working year after year, you remain a temp, receiving wages and benefits significantly lower than your brothers and sisters doing the same exact work. Mr. Tavares, do you have any clue what that is about? And I say to Jim Farley, the CEO of Ford, Mr. Farley, last year you made nearly $21 million in total compensation. And my guess is that when you retire from your job, you're going to have a great pension, golden handshake, and all kinds of benefits. Do you have any clue as to what it's like to be a worker getting older, having worked your entire life, and not having any money in the bank as you prepare for retirement? And let us all be very clear. I know sometimes the media has, to say the least, not been as clear as it might be on this. And let's be clear that what the UAW is fighting for is not radical. In the first half of 2023, the big three automakers made $21 billion in profits in 6 months, up 80% from the same time period last year. In other words, they're doing pretty good. Over the past decade, the big three made $250 billion in profits in North America alone. Last year, these companies spent $9 billion not to improve the lives of their workers, but to pay for stock buybacks and dividends to make their wealthy stockholders even richer. Meanwhile, while the CEOs and stockholders in the automobile industry made out like bandits, the workers who build the vehicles, you, are earning totally inadequate wages, and over the last several decades have fallen further and further behind. All of you know that there was once a time when a union job in the automobile industry was the gold standard for the working class in America. Well, we are determined to bring those days back again. We will not accept that over the last 20 years, the average wage for American auto workers has decreased by 30% after adjusting for inflation. Do you want to know why you're out on strike right now? That's the reason. Now, I read a lot in the media about how a strike is going to be bad for the economy. Well, let me tell you something about the economy. When you have auto workers who cannot afford to buy the cars they make, that is bad for the economy. When you have auto workers who can't afford to take out a mortgage to buy a modest home, that is bad for the economy. When you have auto workers who can't afford child care or to save up to send their kids to college, that is bad for the economy. When you have auto workers who can't afford prescription drugs, can't afford health care, that is bad for the economy. It is totally reasonable for auto workers to finally receive a fair share of the record-breaking profits that their labor has produced. It means that if the big three can afford to spend $9 billion on dividends and stock buybacks last year, they can afford to provide a decent COLA to auto workers so their wages keep pace with inflation. It means that the time is long overdue to end the disastrous two-tier system. It means finally ending the use of temporary workers. And very importantly, it means that every auto worker receives a decent pension plan so they can retire with dignity. It means that workers should have the right to strike when an auto company announces that they will be shutting down another profitable plant in the United States. And by the way, over the years, they've shut down 65 of those plants. But that's not all. It means that as we combat climate change, the existential threat of climate change, and try to make sure that this planet is healthy and habitable for our kids, that when the auto industry builds new electric vehicle and battery plants, it means that the workers in those plants become part of the UAW. and receive the same wages and benefits as union members. Brothers and sisters, the CEOs of General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis, and their major stockholders on Wall Street have got to understand they cannot have it all. We refuse to live in an oligarchy. We refuse to accept a society in which so few have so much and so many have so little. Brothers and sisters, enough is enough. Let us stand together to end corporate greed. Let's stand together to rebuild the disappearing middle class. Let us create an economy that works for all, not just the 1%. And let us all, every American in every state in this country, stand with the UAW. Thank you very much.
Let's give it up to Bernie
with DJs.
Sanders. And our international president, Shawn Fain. Now next, we're going to introduce some people that are putting in the hard work, the late nights, taking your demands to the table, and that is the National Negotiating Committees and the vice presidents that lead those committees. Now I'm going to turn it over to my good sister, my sister in solidarity, LaShawn English. So I like to bring to the stage the man that's the VP over General Motors. And let's get a round of applause for Mike Booth.
When I say, who are we, you respond, UAW. Who are we? UAW. What are we? UAW. One more time. UAW. It's an absolute honor to be here with each and every one of you. In the past 33 years, this has been like family. We share our likes, our dislikes. We express our differences. We have arguments and agreements. Just like our real brothers and sisters do. At the end of the day, we always have each other's backs. So I want to read to you an email I just received this morning. This is actually very heartfelt that this young man took the time to send out. So there was an email that I received this morning by a young man that it was a lot of passion for him to take his time to send this out. I work for GM Subsystems. This upcoming Saturday will be my 8th straight Saturday and 10th since summer shutdown. We're used and abused, taken advantage of, and I personally am exhausted. With over 2,000 hours already this year, I am tired, and so is my team. We hope you hear our voices now. We are tired. We want to see our families. We want to be treated like people. Do what's right, not what's easy. He ended it within,
with the words "in solidarity," and that mean a lot. So he is physically and emotionally, he's tired. He wants a simple act of enjoying his family. His ask is not him being greedy or lazy or selfish. This brother is craving for something as simple as respect. Last night was the opening salvo to the UAW to wake up not only GM, Ford, and Stellantis, but all of corporate America. The middle class of America are feeling exhausted, frustrated, and held down. It's our time to stand up. So on behalf of the entire UAW GM department, the negotiators are here. We're honored to be here with you. Thank you, each and every one of you. Thank you all.
Okay, let's hear for the Mike. You gotta get a hand clap for Mike. Woo! Mike, move. Now coming to the stage, this little short guy here. No, this he's over Stellantis, I have to say, and his name is Rich Boyer. He is over the Stellantis plant. So, hey, come on up, Rich.
Hey, we're going to start by, first thing I want to do is thank all of you, because I'm going to tell you something. The only strength we have is you. You're the strength of this whole thing. We have finally come together and tell everybody we belong, we deserve. This is my National Bargaining Committee, strong people, real good people. You know, we sat down the other day and we went around the room and talked about our experiences in bargaining. And the reason why I did that is because I wanted everybody to understand we all matter to each other, right? So now I want to say a couple things. I normally don't do this, but I want to quote one thing that I read from Dr. Martin Luther King today. He said, a strike is not about being greedy or selfish. It's about dignity and respect, right? Now I'm going to get into it. Now, we've been listening to these SOBs talk about how greedy they are and these big old great contracts they're offering. Let me tell you what they offered in Stellantis. In Stellantis, they want to close down 6 Mopar plants. That's a great deal, right? In Stellantis, they want to use more temps or supplementals than they have. That's a good deal, right? Right? And by the way, hey, they're going to let you be forced a couple more Saturdays every year because you like being in there, right? So let me tell you, them guys are greedy, crooks, and they're all full of shit. Every one of them. Every one of them. And I tell you, and I want the world to hear this. The world. This is about the working class. This is about the have and have-nots. And we're tired of not having anything. We're tired. We've had nothing for too long. And I tell you, you better understand, if we got to come to the streets, if we got to go to your house, my family ain't starving, nor is yours. We are not starving. We want what is owed. It's time to get what is owed. And the only way to get it is through solidarity. I'm going to go one step further. Now they're going to start the game playing. You know, we give you this, and you can cross the line and make a little more money there. And by the way, them guys don't want to do nothing for you. Them are the games. Them are the games. Don't fall for it. It's all, you said it. You said it. It's all bullshit. 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 Let me say this. Jim Farley. Jim Farley said that we are trying to negotiate for $300,000 for everybody. Bullshit. Bullshit. Mary Barra says, hey, we've given them everything we can give them. There's nothing more to give. Bullshit. Bullshit. Now, the last thing I'm going to say before I go, and just remember this, Tick tock, 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 tick tock. Here we come. Thank you.
I would leave it off, but it's thick. But no, I'm not. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna introduce it to you like you did. I'm gonna introduce you so you can introduce yourself.
Yeah.
You
got to follow, son.
You got to holler bullshit right off the bat.
Right.
The little guy, the little guy.
Yeah.
Woo! So let's hear it for Rich. Come on. Woo! Call it what it is. What did Rich say? That's right. That's right. First off, I do want to make sure I say thank all the negotiators. I do want to make sure we say that. I want to say thank you. So please give a loud round for the negotiators. We got one more team coming up here, but because these guys have been putting in the work. They have been putting in the work. But I want to give the mic to my sister, Laura Dickerson, because she's going to introduce the next man of the hour. So here we go. Laura Dickerson to the mic.
Well, let me say this. This is my honor. This next team and this next vice president needs no introduction. I told you earlier I have the only Ford plant in the country on strike. And this man, who, by the way, was my boss at one point in time. He didn't know what he was doing, but I think he did something right. But I love him. I know the negotiators love him. And I know all of the members at Ford Motor Company love him. Vice President Chuck Browning and the National Negotiating Team.
Let them hear you. Let them hear you in Dearborn. While they're sitting on their asses, let them hear them in Dearborn.
Bring them back. Yes, yes.
First of all, I'd like to thank all of our members, not just our members at UAW Ford, but our members at UAW Stellantis, UAW General Motors, that are on the picket lines today. Let them hear you. And I want to thank all of our 150,000 membership strong that are out there fighting for respect and a decent standard of living and the right to retire with dignity and to have fair work rules. Let them hear you here in Detroit. And I want to thank everybody here today. This is a historic moment in the UAW. We all remember the sit-down strike and the challenges to organize in the early days of our union. And we stand here today, decades later, fighting for our future, for the future membership, and for our current members to get the dignity and respect and fair hand that we deserve. And with the leadership of our president, Shawn Fain, we will stand up until we get what's fair.
Behind me is the UAW Ford bargaining team. Oh, yeah, we'll do it. So we bark. Every morning we bark. Every night we bark. But I got to tell you, they've been working day and night. They've been relentless. We have made some great progress over at Ford, but not the progress that we need to properly take care of the members. We've made good progress, but we have far to go. This team, I can't tell you how proud I am of them. There's not a minute that goes by that they're not arguing, speaking, demanding on behalf of our members. It's really incredible to see. We've been a well-oiled machine, we've been strategic, and we've been hard. You have some fans over there, some late applause. I want to make one comment. Our CEO over at Ford Motor Company has been doing a lot of chirping in the media. He's been airing his grievances with the process. He has an issue that the bargainers aren't behaving like the peasants he believes they are, and taking the scraps and taking things that he thinks in our best interest, which he's pretty proud of. He's been advertising what he thinks is a great agreement all over the place. And I want to send this message. You can chirp, you can complain, you can think that you are being treated with an unfair hand, but that does not take away your responsibility to sit down at the bargaining table and hear our members' demands and figure out a way to creatively meet those demands. I don't know who the hell he's bargaining with in the media, but he ain't bargaining with us. And I can assure you, when the company sits down and sincerely wants to resolve our issues, the members' issues, then we will prevail and we will have the agreement that we all deserve, and we will get back what's been taken away from us for the last 13 years with their heavy-handedness. We move forward, untiring. We will not yield. We have not taken one damn concession through this negotiations, not one. And we have to stand up, because this is our time to stand up. I can be very long-winded, as you know. But I'm not going to be long-winded today. The committee's been working hard. I know you have all been supporting us. It means so much. It's so inspiring to us. I feel fresh as a daisy because of all of your energy that you're sharing with me. But every morning we meet, and every evening now we meet to end the day. And we meet and we go through the course of what we expect to take place during the day. And we always end the meeting by saying, what are we going to get? We're going to get our shit. So I want you all all of you to be our extended bargaining committee. And I'm going to end my remarks with this. What are we going to get? Get our shit. Get our shit. Get our shit. Get our shit. Thank you very much. I love you.
Woo! Let's hear it for him. Let's hear it for the negotiators. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Yes. Yes. These guys been putting in some long hours, guys. They have been working their butt off for us. I was trying not to be a cussing like the other two directors. That means vice president. But he said we need to get our what? So I guess we need to get our shit together, right? No, just kidding. Oh. All right. So I have the pleasure of introducing not only, someone said that the state of Michigan got a trifecta, but we got a trifecta in the UAW. I'm telling you right now, we got three of the most powerful women in the UAW about to hit this stage. Yes. And this sister here, she's the highest woman of the UAW, but she minds that money. I tell you what, she minds that money. She has done a lot of wonderful things. And I want to introduce our Secretary-Treasurer, and hold on, she's also the Vice President of the TOP, the strike that's going down the street, the TOP. So my sister, my friend, Secretary-Treasurer, Margaret Mott. Let's hear it.
All right, all right. Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, sisters and brothers. Look, no matter where you work, today we are united in a common cause. That's right, yes. Not just striking auto workers in the big three plants. They're not the only ones out here, but solidarity across all sectors of this union. Like our brothers and sisters on strike at local Union 997 in Newton, Iowa. Local 2326 in Edison, New Jersey. That's you? All right. Here we go, right over here. We are proud to support our Blue Cross Blue Shield members who are on strike this week. Now, I want you to hear me when I say this. Be very, very quiet, because you may think that you heard wrong, but just pay attention. It takes 22 years to make top pay at Blue Cross Blue Shield. Bullshit. Think about that. 22 years. 2 and 2. 22 years. Top pay. Blue Cross has been outsourcing our union jobs to contractors and vendors. Boo, yeah, I know. We need to get our jobs back. Now, we'll be marching right down the street to support our Blue Cross Blue Shield brothers and sisters today. Today, tomorrow, every day, when you're in the neighborhood and you see them out there, support, please. Do any and everything that you can. We all need your support. We demand that employers recognize and reward the immense contributions of our union workers. Whether your collar is blue, whether your collar is pink, white, purple, green, or anything in between, we are united, strong as a union. One union. Right. One union. Now let me say, it has been an honor and a duty to oversee our strike fund. We have constructed a war chest ready and prepared to support our members throughout every step of this fight. Entrenched corporate greed harms all of us. Just this morning, Vice President Boyer and I and our staff, we went to Toledo Jeep and we were there when they walked out. Toledo Jeep in the house? All right. What did we say last night when we were standing, or this morning? Shoot, this morning when we were standing out there? No justice? No justice? No justice? That's what we said this morning, y'all. Corporations have made record profits because of our massive sacrifices. I stand with all the working class who deserve a better quality of life. I will be with you as we fight. In this fight, we will continue to fight. Thank you very much.
All right, let's give it up for our Secretary Treasurer and Director of the TOP Department, Margaret Mott. Can we all just give TOP some love? TOP! 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 Sometimes they feel forgotten. I want to say something else, too. I said the Michigan Assembly Plant was on strike. They are. But ISA is also out as well. We're working on those issues. And I want those people from ISA to know we got your back. We're working on it. Next, it is my great honor to introduce someone that I often refer to as my BFF, best friend forever. We were together late last night over at Local 900. We talk almost every day because she is the congresswoman in Congressional District 6. She comes from a legacy, right? She's the wife of John Dingell, and her name is Debbie Dingell.
We gotta have energy. Are you in this? And we gotta just support each other and, you know what, dance with each other, laugh with each other, and remember what you're fighting for. I love you. You all know that. You see me every weekend in one of your halls. And I want to first of all thank my BFF, who is the regional director in 1A, which has been my traditional home. But LaShawn, I also am Region 1. Most of me is in Region 1A. It was John Dingell's home. I love Region A. And you know, for all of you, just in a moment of a little seriousness, the last public place John Dingell went was Region 1A. Chuck was still there. God, I love Chuck. And he wanted to go out. He wanted to see you. And I said, Chuck, can John come? Would it be okay? And he said, welcome. That was the last public place John Dingell went before he died. And he's watching from above. He's not from down there, according to that, you know, that asshole. And he's talking to God, and he's saying, these workers need our support. I did say thank you, LaShawn, that I was also in yours. But I want to, I'm going to be brief because you've had a lot of speeches. But a lot of people are looking at you. Look at the cameras back there. Takes a while to get people to pay attention. You know, they're not in the union halls or working with you on the ton of projects that everybody does. But you need to tell people, you need to put your face on what this is about. That when the companies were in trouble in 2008, 2009, we didn't want them to go bankrupt. So who gave? The workers gave their COLA. You haven't had COLA since 2008 or 2009, and your real wages are less than what you were making in 2008 or 2009. Tell it. Tell them you have less buying power than you did then. Tell them about the tiers. People do not understand tiers. They don't know that some of you have been temporary employees for 8 or 10 years and still don't have benefits. They don't know that 2 or 3 of you are working on that assembly line doing the same job and making significantly different wages. Tell them. And you want job security. And lastly, I want to say this. I'll be damned if we'll cease our leadership, our innovation and technology to any other country in the world. We are the best workers in the world. And as we transition to whatever the next vehicle of future is, from the internal combustion engine to the electric vehicle, the workers must be part of that transition. So my brothers and sisters, I love you. I want to keep this industry competitive. I'm sick and tired of seeing jobs shipped overseas, going to Mexico, or wherever else where they don't have labor standards, they don't have environmental standards. We're going to build them here. And by the way, Donald Trump said they're all going to be built in China. Don't buy his bullshit. We're going to build them here. I have Rashida's like, I always blame my bad language on Rashida. But she says I swear more than she does. I'm a Catholic girl. But anyway, I love you all. We're all going to be there. I was in 900 last night. I was in 900 Sunday. I love 900. I love 600. I love 3,000. And I'm going to start and get in trouble. Stay together. United we stand. Have each other's back. Put the human face on it. And we'll come out of this a competitive industry with workers being the backbone of America. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so y'all heard her. So I want to understand when she said tell your story, also hashtag behind there, and it should say what? Well, I can say that too, but you can put the bullshit behind the stand up. So please make sure she's right. Tell your story. But use that hashtag. Use that hashtag, please. Oh, wait, I love it. We just got a new hashtag. But I don't, hey, we don't want to go there. We want to keep it clean. We want to keep it safe. Stand up. So next coming to the stage, from the moment I got elected, this young woman called me on the phone, and I actually didn't even know who it was. But I tell you what, the moment we got on the phone, we started talking about working people. I mean, the moment we're talking, and I'm being honest, we're talking about women. So I don't know, no one's talking about this subject enough. But again, Shawn put some things on the proposal about when we have babies. Women in the crowd, do you get tired of going back to work in 6 weeks? I don't hear any raise. What's up? 6 weeks is not enough, right? You don't want to leave your baby when you after 6 weeks, right? Daycare is hard, right? Okay, but we also put in a proposal for you men too, so you guys get to stay home with those babies. Okay? So those are some of the things that we're writing for. But this young lady that's come to the stage, we've been corresponding about that. I'm a little too old to be having babies, but I remember what it was like. And I tell you what, it was very hard to leave my son when he first was born. So I do appreciate that Shawn did put this on the proposal, and she's going to help us. So U.S. Rep. Haley Stevens. So please get your hands up. Woo!
can feel the feels. We are standing up for working people. Let's hear for the women of labor. Let's hear it. Let's hear it from my director, Shawn English. I took the bus here. I took the bus here from Region 1. It was a good bus ride. We were honking the whole way. And Laura Dickerson, she might be running Region 1A, but she lives in my district. And we are so proud of our friends at Local 900. Thank you for standing up last night. The world was watching. UAW, I got a message for you. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of where you are standing right now, because people are going to look back on this moment when we have said no more mistreating the hard-working people of this country. That's gone on too long. I'm going to tell you something. I'm in D.C. and they're talking about a shutdown. That hurts working people. We have got to give people the dignity for their fair share work. I'm sick of these corporate profits ballooning. I was there during the auto rescue. I saw that deal get cut. I saw the concessions. We had the words GM in bankruptcy in a sentence. It was unheard of. And the working people stood up to save an industry. Folks, you have been working your ass off through a recession, through a pandemic. And I'm going to tell you something. You know, in D.C., when the Texans start tapping you on the shoulder and saying, how you doing it in Michigan, you know you're doing something right. This steady hand of hard work, rising through any challenge. That's what it's all about in Detroit. That's who we are. They cut us down. They say, who's going to shut off the lights? We turn back on the lights. And that's what you're doing. What you're doing right now is not easy. I'm an elected representative, but I am your representative. You are heard, you are seen, you are loved. We're standing here today. It's not just about today. It's about the tomorrow and every tomorrow after that. So from this stage and this moment and this great leadership that we see coming out of every single one of you, back to the halls of Washington, D.C. That's where we're going. I'm proud of you, my friends. I love you. I'm here to tell your story, and I'm here to see us to the other side of this. I can't wait to celebrate when that contract gets signed. Because it's going to be a contract of beauty. It's going to be a contract about the wages. It's going to be a contract about your justice and equity. We're together. I love you. We'll see you on the other side. Thank you.
All right. She came up before I could introduce her. She said it's her song. So another one of our Congress people, but let me say this. We've talked a lot about Local 900 because they're on strike. But Debbie, I call her Debbie, she's my BFF, and Rashida, who is my mama bear, we were down at Trenton Engine. Shout out to Trenton Engine. We had a great rally there to bring attention to the fact that they need product. That's what today is about, making sure we get jobs for the future, and we can't do that alone. So I want to take time, and before, there's a lady over here who keeps shouting out retirees, so let's show our retirees some love. We love our retirees. So without further ado, I introduce Congresswoman of the 12th District in Michigan, Rashida Tlaib.
Welcome to motherfucking Detroit, goddammit.
This is where we birth movements, folks. Welcome to the most beautiful, blackest city in the country, the city of Detroit.
Show some love. Hey, welcome to Detroit City.
You know, I think it's a blessing that the negotiations is right here in the heart of the city that was part of the labor movement before the labor movement even existed. It was where we fought to make sure we could have unions in the workplace. This is where every corner is a reminder of us fighting for civil rights. And I want to say this to you. Every single transformative thing that we've ever been able to do in our country is when the streets demand it. When you all uprise and make sure that you are respected and valued. None of you should be living literally in a plant for 7 days a week. None of you. It is unbelievable that, you know, when my dad started, I mean, he only had 4th grade education when he started at the Flat Rock Ford. And when he got on that line and became part of the UAW family, he felt human dignity for the very first time. He said he learned. It didn't matter what kind of education he had. It didn't matter he had an accent. It didn't matter anything. He was on the line with his brothers and sisters, and he was equal to against those big folks out there that got all the money, but they don't have all the power. We do. So what do we want? In tears. Say with me, what do we want? When do we want it? And if we don't get it, I don't hear you if we don't get it. What do we want? When do we want it? And if we don't get it, and what else do we want? COLA. 1948, since 1948, COLA, the cost of living adjustment, has been part of every single UAW contract until 2009. You all took the biggest hit. You all took the biggest hit. The plant closures destroyed communities. They didn't care. They turned their backs on you all. You guys got rid of coal. You did everything you were supposed to do so you can keep them afloat. And now that you're all struggling, our retirees are struggling, now they want to turn their backs to you while they give themselves 300 to 4 times more in pay. And I got a message for Jimmy. Jimmy needs to stop talking to the press and get into the room and negotiate. And if Jimmy is so worried about the economic health of his company, then maybe he shouldn't have took all that $20 million pay. He shouldn't, if he really cared. Maybe it's time for them to take the hit, because you all did it in 2009 and you deserve respect. So what do we want? In COLA. Say with me, what do we want? When do we want it? And if we don't get it, shut it down. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can we get another round of applause there? Come on. Woo! So I'll be remiss that I did not bring 2 guys up here that traveled pretty far. One not too far. He's right next door. But oh, okay. I don't know what that's all going on here. But I'd like to bring to the stage. You know them? Oh, just 2 people. Dawn. 3. No, 2 right now. 2. Oh, 2 people I want to recognize. Dave Green, Region 2B. I know we got 2B in the house. Woo! I'm not to know if y'all aware, we did have a busload of members that came up here all the way up to Michigan to support this. And here's the guy for the hour, Brandon Campbell. Woo! Region 4. So they're going to give us a quick second of words of encouragement before the master act come in. So we're going to start with Brandon, or whichever way.
Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead. Hey, you've been standing out here long enough. It's time to hit the streets, brothers and sisters. We've been crying long enough. So what do you say? No more tears. No more tears. No more tears. No more tears. Brothers and sisters, you hold the line. That's your job. One day longer, one day stronger. One day longer, one day stronger. One day longer, one day stronger. All right, stay solid, brothers and sisters.
Thank you, brother. So last night we walked out 6,000 people from Stellantis. Region 2B. No justice, no Jeeps. No justice, no Jeeps. No justice, no Jeeps. No justice, no Jeeps. That's right. Hey, and I've been doing this for a minute. And for a long time, they used to come to me and tell me, I said, what is this contract? We got to fight to live another day. Have you ever heard that? Fight to live another day? Today is our day, people. Today is the day. God bless y'all.
All right, all right. Is everybody ready to hit the streets? Well, not before we hear from someone special. Somebody who did something historic. Somebody who took the big three out one by one. Somebody who's bargaining for the middle class, who's bargaining to end tears, who's bargaining for a strong contract, who's bargaining to end COLA. Our international president, Shawn Fain.
Take a stand, take a stand. Everybody, everybody, come take my hand, come take my hand. We'll walk this road together through the storm, whatever weather, cold or warm. Letting you know that you're not alone. Holla if you feel like you've been. I'm not afraid to take a stand, take a stand. Everybody, everybody, come take my hand, come take my hand. We'll walk this, walk this, walk this.
All right. You can try to read the lyrics off of this paper before I lay them. Sorry. But you won't take the sting out these words before I say them. That's right. All right. So good afternoon, UAW family and friends. And hello again to the big three. Can you hear us now? It's my absolute honor to stand here with you today on the doorstep of another proposed casualty of corporate greed. As we speak, the company, Ford Motor Company, wants to shut down this training center now. It's one more casualty in the long line of buildings that just keep on getting shut down. Of the 65 plants the big three have shut down in the last 20 years. It's got to stop. Looking out at this sea of red shirts today, I see power. Power of united class. Right now, at Ford's Michigan Assembly Plant. Right now, at Stellantis' Toledo Assembly Plant. And right now, at GM's Wentzville Assembly Plant. Around 13,000 of our members are on strike. And depending on what happens as we continue bargaining, more may be joining them really soon. For the first time in our history, we're on strike, not just against Ford, not just against Chrysler, not just against GM, but all three. As we've said for months, nobody should be surprised. The target was the big three. And that's because all three have made record profits. In the last 6 months alone, they made $21 billion. That's money that our workers, the work of our people, create. In the last decade, they made $250 billion. $250 billion. While our workers have went backwards. All three of the big three have price gouged American consumers. They've ripped off the U.S. taxpayer. And all three have nickel and dimed the American worker. All three have failed to recognize the contribution that our workers make, the sacrifices we've endured. You know, the retirement insecurity that over half of our workers don't have anymore. That's what you have to look forward to after you worked in the Big Three for 30 years. Knee replacements, shoulder surgeries, and no post-retirement health insurance, and no damn retirement security. We've created these profits, and these companies have forced our hand. You know, over the last 8 weeks, the CEOs didn't seem to be able to find the time to show up for bargaining. But in the last week, in the last 24 hours particularly, the CEOs and the executives have found a lot of time to be able to go on corporate news and talk the talk. And we all know what they say. They say they can't pay us a decent wage. But there's always money for another stock buyback. They say they can't provide a dignified retirement. But there's always another special dividend for Wall Street. They say they can't provide a cost of living allowance. But there's always millions of more for the CEOs to bump their salaries up. You know, Mary Barra, CEO of General Motors, was on CNN just this morning. And they, of course, gave her an 8.5-minute segment. And she said every management talking point you'd expect to hear. And in those 8.5 minutes, she made more money doing nothing than any auto worker in America makes in over 2 weeks. The day before that, Jim Farley, CEO of Ford, was on CNBC, sitting right over here. He said if they give us economic justice, it would bankrupt the company. He talked about how we can't pay auto workers too much because then public school teachers and firefighters would get left behind. I don't know where the hell he's been living, but public school teachers and firefighters, everybody's been left behind. Even paying us the shit that they pay us. That man made $21 million last year. In their economy, the CEOs get everything, and the working class gets shit on. In their economy, workers live paycheck to paycheck while the billionaires buy another yacht. In their economy, we make all the sacrifice and they take all the profit. In their economy, one of our workers would have to work 400 years to make what a CEO makes in 1 year. So we're going to wreck their economy because it only works for the billionaire class. You know, it's sad. We look what we've been through in the last 15 years. The banks get bailed out, and we get our homes foreclosed on. The Big Three get billions of our tax dollars to fund an EV transition. They got billions of dollars to get bailed out, while the workers got left behind. They want to use scare tactics now, saying we're going to wreck the economy. All the pundits are saying that now. All the media talking heads. It's going to wreck the economy if we get economic and social justice. We're not going to wreck the economy. We're going to wreck their economy. You know, I find it pathetic when they try to use scare tactics. They want to scare the hell out of everybody, not just our members, the working class in general. They want to make you think you don't deserve your fair share. They want you to be afraid because they're afraid. They're afraid because they see their system, where the billionaires keep everything, crumbling. And we're not afraid. You know, I say this a lot, and I love this quote by Malcolm X when he talked about freedom back in the civil rights fight. When he said, when a person tells you they believe in freedom, but in the next breath they'll tell you what they won't do to get it, that person doesn't believe in freedom. And it's the same for us in our fight. We have to do whatever we have to do by any means necessary. We have nothing to fear. The only limit we have is the limit we put on ourselves. We've got to stop it. No limits. Look around. You know who's scared? The corporate media is scared. The billionaire class is scared. And the big three is scared. I look around here, I see power. You bet. I see faith. And I see a working class that is fed up and fired up. I see working class people from all walks of life standing together. UAW friends and family, there's only one thing left to do. When I asked you if you were ready to rumble, you all said you were. You all know what we need to do, and now the whole world knows what we need to do. When they tell us to sit down, we stand up. When they tell us to shut up, we stand up. And when they tell us to give up, we stand up. Stand up. Are you ready to stand up? Then let's stay in the fight and let's go to it. Thank you.
I don't think they go to the convention center though.
Follow me. I'm going to the club. You got to track at least 4 behind. Sorry.
We need to be in the front. One out of 2,000 workers.
What do we want? When do we want it? Now! No justice, no peace! No justice, no peace! If we don't get it, shut it down! If we don't get it, shut it down! No justice, no peace! No justice, no peace! We don't get it, shut it down! If we don't get it, shut it down!
Pretty good clip.
Contract! Now! Contract! Now! Contract! Now! Contract! Now! moving, y'all. Keep moving. Go ahead, get it. Go ahead, get in there.
I'll move as fast as I can. There we go. Thank you.
Everywhere we go.
Everywhere we go. Now the problem. People want to know
Who we are.
who we are.
So we tell them.
So we tell them
We are the union.
we are the union.
Mighty, mighty union.
Mighty, mighty union.
Mighty, mighty union.
Mighty, mighty union.
Everywhere we go.
Everywhere we go. People want to know who we are. Keep it moving. So we tell them we are the union. We are the union.
Mighty, mighty union.
Mighty, mighty union.
Mighty, mighty union.
Mighty, mighty union.
The workers united.
Will never be divided. The workers united. Will never be divided. The workers united. Will never be divided. Man, I wouldn't have thought they were talking to me. Will never be divided. The workers united. Will never be divided. The workers united. Will never be divided. The workers united. Will never be divided.
Ain't no power like union power.
Let's go.
Let's get in the battle.
Once you get trampled. Step back there a little bit again.
It's good people. Taking a mile, man.
I know.
Taking a
What's behind you, bro?
step ahead of you. That's not a mile. Come on. You know where you're at. Yes, sir.
Oh, Marshall, straight line, Marshall, all the way across. Straight line. Straight line, right here, straight line.
I see what you did there. Yeah, I see that. That was smart move, man. That was smart move. That was smart. Didn't work, but I see what he did. Spread out.
Straight line, Marshall, straight line, straight line. Follow my instructions.
Blue Stop!
Blue Cross Blue Shield, 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 Blue Cross Blue Shield. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. That's their kryptonite. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Can I ask a question? Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Hey. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight. Blue Cross is on strike. Don't get sick tonight.
People united will never be defeated. 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 People united will never be defeated.
Hold on, everybody listen.
Quiet!
Everybody listen. We stand out in public like this as one. We can't be beat. As long as the bigger the crowd gets, the stronger we are. As a family, we fight amongst each other, but we stand as one. And these son of a bitches, they better know word coming. There's word coming. Word coming. Here we come. Here we come. Here we come. Here we come. Here we come.
T.O.P. 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 T.O.P.
Now this way. All the IEB up front. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Too, Shawn. My name's Shawn, too. AWN also.
We gotta move, y'all.
Thank you, boss.
All right, we gotta move, folks. We gotta move. Hey, we gotta move, folks. Hang on, guys. Just want to get out. Here we go. Keep it moving. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Keep it moving.
Power to the people.
All right, come on, keep it moving.
Power
Keep
to
it
the
moving.
people. Power to the 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 people.
I'm so sorry. Thank you.
Power to the people.
Let me get out. Excuse me. I gotta get out the way here.
IEB member. IEB member. Everybody else hold tight, please. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody tell them what we want. We just want a fair contract. What do we want? When do we want it? Now! And if we don't get it, what are we going to do? Shut it down! What are we going to do? Shut it down! What are we going to do? Shut them down! Shut it down!
I know the drill. I'll get on this
Yep,
side.
I know.
I got you back. I'm not looking at it.
Yep, I got you. We're gonna head up the ramp, just so you know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, let's move. Let's move.
What did you say?
All right, hurry up.
I'm trying to hit my fat ass. There we go.
Downhill, you can't get a good shot.
Stand up straight! Stand up straight! Stand up straight!
somebody behind you. Stand up straight. Stand up straight. Stand up straight.
Sidewalk.
You have your white tent? What? You have your white tent for the... Yes. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep.
How are you?
Hey, Sid, you leaving?
Where you from?
Reuters.
Okay, thank you.
They don't care about shutting it down. So
Former president.
stop them from turning at that light.
Got the power.
Get behind me again.
Who, me?
Trying to own my vehicle. Trying to live up to the American dream. Don't stop me. Stop stopping me. Cut that crap out. Give us our fair share. That's what I'm saying.
Mic check. Okay.
Mic check. You good? Mic check 1, 2, 3 for everyone that needs a mic check. We're about to have the UAW president. Mic check. Everyone's happy. Here we are in Detroit, Michigan. Lovely.
Union leader right here.
You're done. Go home. Go home. You're done.
Proud, ain't playing.
We should start cheering.
Konnichiwa, Japan. Konnichiwa.
Physical and
You got that call later.
Yeah, I did. Walked right out. No lunch, no break.
What do we want? Fair contract. Tell them. What do we want? Fair contract. 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 When do we want it? Now. 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 Hey, hey, ho, ho. Corporate greed has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Corporate greed has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Corporate greed has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Corporate greed has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Corporate greed has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Corporate greed has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Corporate greed has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Corporate greed has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Corporate greed has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Corporate greed has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Corporate greed has got to go.
Is this for everyone? All right. All right. Here we are. Let's have it. I'm not. No, we handle our business. You know, we're doing what we do. We've been there every day. It's a shame, as I've said, that the companies didn't show up for the last 8 weeks. They wanted to wait till the last week, like they always do. I'm not worried about the Biden administration right now. This is our job. This is our fight. This is the members. These members are out here. We're going to do what we got to do. So, you know, we're going to take care of our business. We have our demands. We've been very clear about our demands. And if the companies don't come to the pump and deliver for these members and give them their fair share of economic and social justice, we'll amp up the pressure. We'll take more plants out. I'm sorry? We've been available every day, and I've instructed all three of the big three CEOs that we'll be at Solidarity House. We're not going to run all over Detroit trying to chase them down. When they're ready to meet, we'll meet. I know we're meeting with Ford in the morning first thing, and then we'll go from there.
You provided counter proposals to all three of the big automakers. Can you tell us what you have negotiated?
So you know, this whole story of them trying to claim that we haven't been there or we haven't provided counter proposals. Every time they gave us a proposal, we discussed, we walked through it, but 80% of our demands, 80% of our members' demands were left off of their proposals. They fall way short of where we need to be. And as we've told people over and over, we told these companies over and over, they've had a decade. Our members made all the sacrifices in the economic recession, like always. We pay the price. They've had a decade of excessive profits, $250 billion in profits, and our members have fallen further and further behind. We've went backwards $10 an hour in the last 16 years. while the CEOs gave themselves a 40% raise in the last 4 years. And the price of vehicles went up 30% in the last 4 years. That's not because of what we do. It's not because of our wages. They're putting all this fear out there now, trying to make the public afraid that if we get economic justice, it's going to increase the price of cars. We went backwards, and these greedy corporations raised the price 30% anyway. It boils down to one thing. It's corporate greed, and it's got to stop.
At what point will you strike at more plants?
Well, that's going to be up to the companies. We'll see how they are tomorrow, and as things progress or don't progress, we'll make decisions as a board and as a union, and we'll take the next steps.
Would that be as soon as tomorrow?
It could be in a day, it could be in a week. It just depends on how things progress or don't progress.
What do you mean when you said the White House is afraid?
I'm sorry?
What did you mean when you said the White House is afraid?
I didn't say the White House is afraid. I didn't say that.
Will you come down from 35? Is there a number you'll come down to, like close to 30 or 25, anything like that?
When where we feel we need to be, we take an agreement to our members, we'll do that. I mean, the thing is, this is up to the membership. They vote, okay? We can agree to anything in that room, and we've told the companies this. You can keep on trying to play games and keep trying to shortchange the workers. At the end of the day, whatever we agree to in that room really doesn't matter because the membership's going to approve it. If the membership don't approve it, we'll keep going back. It's up to them. The membership runs this union.
So you have protection for your membership when they strike. What about everyone else who's impacted across the industry, the supply chain, all of that? What's your message to them about the pain they're now feeling?
Well, everybody else in this system is feeling the pain anyway. That's what's so funny. Now all of a sudden the media and the talking heads want to talk about the pain that a strike will cause. Bring our members up here and let them tell you about the pain they go through every day. And those workers, those workers in the economic supply chain that are suppliers, they got even worse conditions than we do. It's time we turn this thing around in this country and everybody gets their fair share. It shouldn't matter where somebody, I don't care, people talk about McDonald's workers. I don't care where somebody works. This is about who we are as a country. What do we believe as a country? Do you truly believe that $15 an hour, do you believe $8 an hour is a living wage? 8's not, 15's not. We've got to turn this country around. The billionaire class keeps taking all the loot. As Senator Sanders said so eloquently early, 3 people in this country have as much wealth as half the freaking people. That is inexcusable, and this system needs turned upside down. What's that?
The Ford has just laid off 600 people, and GM announced idling of about 2,000 workers starting next week. Those individuals are not eligible for the supplemental pay from the companies, and some of them are not eligible for unemployment. Will they get strike pay?
We're going to take care of our members. Are going to be taken care of no matter what happens. We'll take care of them. We have their back. They have our back. At the end of the day, here's the deal. You know, we've had to take action because the companies chose to. Because the companies chose to screw around and waste time for 7 weeks instead of taking care of their membership. They call our members, they call their workers family. They've sat there for 7 weeks, and some of these CEOs want to sit there in the media and talk now about how I wasn't at a meeting the other day. I've been there for 8 weeks. They weren't. Now all of a sudden in the last week, they want to start talking about the union's not been there or we haven't done this. That's complete bull crap. These people deserve their fair share. It's about them. Is what?
What specifically do you need from the big three to get back to good faith negotiations?
They need to take care of our members. I mean, that's the end of the day. I mean, how a CEO can sit there from a second multi-million-dollar mansion in Acapulco and talk to the workers and tell them we need to face economic realism. We've been facing economic realism for the last 40 years. The economic realism we're facing is that those people buy $2 and $3 and $4 million mansions and just keep on going, and everybody else suffers. They scrape to get by, paycheck to paycheck. That doesn't move an economy. You know, the talking heads can say what they want about a strike and how it affects the economy. The economy don't move when workers don't have purchasing power. You got to put money in the pockets of the people. That's what moves the economy. More billionaires is not going to move the economy. We're just going to keep on bargaining. I'm not concerned with what the president does or who he assigns here. We're going to bargain. That's our job, is to bargain for our members and we're just going to keep doing what we do. We've been in conversation. We've had conversations, throughout this with White House and different people, and I mean, nothing's changed there. But at the end of the day, this is our fight. Look, I'm not going to get into a big political discussion here. This is about our members. It's about our bargaining. So, I mean, I really don't. I mean, I know a lot of people are trying to turn this into politics. This is about our membership. I didn't say the White House is afraid. No. Well, you can read. I can read you what I just said. No, let me go back. Let me correct you, because here's what I said, just to make sure we're all on the same page here.
They agree. If you're locked out, what will you do?
Are you going to allow Gene Sperling and Julie Sue into the building tomorrow?
I'm sorry?
Will you allow Gene Sperling and Julie Sue into UAW headquarters tomorrow? They're coming to Detroit.
Tomorrow we're going to be bargaining, so.
But then they're here to help with that. Will you let them in the building?
I don't know. We'll discuss. We'll make those decisions as we move forward. We haven't had that discussion, so I saw this on TV today, so.
Were you expecting layoffs at Ford and temporary layoffs at GM when you picked the sites you picked?
Were we expecting what?
Were you expecting layoffs from Ford and temporary layoffs from GM when you picked the sites you picked to start the targeted strikes?
Anything can happen when you strike. So, it's a matter of, and that's up to the companies. I mean, there's going to be, as plants go out, it may affect, other people down the line. That's the reality of any strike. So, we plan the best we can. We've got a lot of smart people on our team that have a lot of strategy we've put into this, and we have a good way to go. We have a good system, and I think the stand-up strike is going to be very effective to get what this membership deserves.
One more question, everyone.
Because almost half of the workers on strike today are at Toledo Jeep one plant, and Stellantis had a statement out last night that seemed particularly menacing, talking about contingency footing for the whole company. Is the gap wider at Stellantis than it is for the
No, actually, the gap's wide everywhere right now. There is no lead company right now. There's no company ahead of the others. It's pretty obvious the three of them are colluding together on some issues because we get fed one thing from one, and then magically it shows up at the other two. So it's obvious, they're doing what they do best, and that's fine. And I do want to correct that statement, because my statement was this. You know who's scared? The corporate media is scared, the billionaire class is scared, and the big three is scared. That's what I said. So.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
What's that?
When you say you're going to take care of your workers who've been idled and laid off, can you be specific? Strike pay. How are you going to take care of them? If we have to go that route, we will. Yes. It just depends on the scenarios, how people get put out. Some people qualify for unemployment, some don't. It depends on the circumstance. Every circumstance, every state is different how they handle things. So, we'll look at that and analyze it, and then we'll move as we have to. Thank you. What makes me confident I'll get a good deal? Because these people are fed up and they're tired of taking it. We're not going to stop until we do.
Shawn, your grandfather started at Chrysler in 1937.
Yep.
Last time this was a new era for the union. What's it like for you to now be seeing this new chapter for the union? I mean, you guys made history.
It's a great honor. I mean, it's getting back to our roots. I mean, obviously the union's a lot different than it was back then. This country's a lot different than it was back then. The auto industry's a lot different than it was back then. But it's I'm not going to lie to anybody. I mean, when I walk in the door, a lot of times when I walk into meetings, I think of all my grandparents. All four of them at one time worked in the big three. Three of them retired from the big three. So it's an honor, and a lot of what I do is leaning on the things they taught me growing up, and that I learned from that generation growing up, and we've got to get back to that path. They live the American dream, and that's what's been dead in this country for a long time. The middle class keeps shrinking, the wealthy class keeps growing, and that's what our fight's about. It's about economic justice for the entire working class. It's about getting back to a country where we have an American dream, because right now that American dream has been dead. Thank you all. I'm good.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so
Mary Carlos and Jim, do what's right. UAW. 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 what's right, Mary Carlos and Jim. Do what's right.
What do we want?
Mary Carlos and Jim, look at yourselves in the face and answer who's doing what's right.
Now! What do we want? Fair contract! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Fair contract! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Fair contract! When do we want it? Now! We won't strike! Shut it down! We won't strike! Shut it down! We will strike! Shut it down! We will strike! Shut it down! We will strike! Shut it down!
Hey, hey, ho, ho. Corporate greed has got to go.
Hey, I'm going to say one thing. Stop being greedy. Give us what we want. Real talk. That's all we ask.
Stop the fumes.
What do you need help with? I can't put more weight on myself.
How long you been with I got some for you.
Yeah.